You know the moment. The hero's down for the count, the villain's laughing, it's all over. And then, boom, a flashback to their friends, a surge of power, and a miraculous comeback. We're talking about the power of friendship, probably the most famous and most memed on trope in all of shonen anime.
And yeah, it's easy to roll your eyes at it, isn't it? It can feel like a cheesy plot device, a shortcut to a win when the writers back themselves into a corner. I get it, but what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Because what if I told you that this so-called cliché is actually one of the most complex and powerful narrative engines out there? That it's not just a power-up, but the framework that fuels the entire emotional core of these massive stories.
So today, we're going to pop the hood on that engine. We're going to see how these bonds are actually built, piece by piece, to power a hero's growth, and turn what looks like a solo journey into something way, way bigger.
It all starts with the team. And let's be clear, a shonen hero's friend group is never random. Each person is there for a reason, filling a very specific role. They aren't just sidekicks, they're essential parts of the machine.
First up, you've got the rival. Your Vegeta, your Sasuke. This character is the ultimate measuring stick. They're constantly one step ahead or right on the hero's heels, making sure our protagonists can never ever get comfortable or stop pushing their limits. Then, of course, there's the mentor. Think Master Roshi or Jiraiya. They give the hero their first real skills and some crucial life lessons. But here's the kicker. The mentor's most important job is often to disappear. Their absence forces the hero to finally grow up and stand on their own 2 feet.
This is where it gets really smart, with characters acting as foils, like a mirror image. Just look at Naruto and Sasuke. One wants to be acknowledged by building bonds, the other seeks power by severing them. By showing us the dark path Sasuke takes, the story makes Naruto's path of connection and trust shine that much brighter. It's a perfect contrast.
And the team doesn't stop there. You've got the moral anchor, who keeps the hero from going too far, the specialist, who's the brains of the operation, the reformed bad guy, who proves the hero's ideals can change hearts, and of course, the unwavering believer, who's just pure emotional support. Every single one has a job to do.
Okay, so the team is assembled, but how does friendship actually do anything in the story? Well, it's not just about feelings. It has 4 very real, very tangible functions that drive the plot forward. Let's get into it. It all boils down to these 4 things: to support, to save, to advance, and to strengthen. You can think of this as the basic operating system for the entire friendship engine. First, support. This is the emotional bedrock. Think about Izuku Midoriya, who was literally destroying his body, convinced he had to carry the world's burdens alone. It was his friends, his classmates, who had to physically drag him back and remind him that being a hero doesn't mean being a martyr. They give him a reason to fight. Second, the save. And this one is exactly what it sounds like. The hero is about to lose, and the cavalry arrives. The all-time greatest example has to be the Enies Lobby arc in One Piece. There was no way Luffy could save Nico Robin by himself. It took the entire Straw Hat crew, each doing their part, to pull off that impossible rescue.
Third is advance. And this is where it gets wild. This is where friendship literally becomes a power-up. An emotional connection triggers a new ability. The best example? Naruto finally earning the trust and respect of Kurama, the nine-tailed fox. That friendship is what lets him unlock his most powerful form. The bond itself is the key.
And finally, strengthen. This one's a little more strategic. The allies make the hero's entire mission possible. I mean, Luffy can dream of being Pirate King all day, but that dream is pure fantasy without a navigator, a cook, a doctor, a shipwright. You get the idea. They cover his weaknesses and turn his personal dream into a collective, achievable goal.
And that's the real secret here. The journey was never just about becoming the strongest or finding the treasure. It's about earning the trust and loyalty of the people around you. The connections you make along the way, that's the real treasure.
You know, one of the best parts of this is when an ally gets to be a hero in their own right. Just look at Killua from Hunter x Hunter. He starts out as this cold-blooded assassin, totally detached because of his upbringing. But then he meets Gon, and that friendship just wakes him up. It makes him human.
And it all comes down to that one moment, that choice to pick his friend over the dark path his family laid out for him. In that moment, he becomes a hero. It shows us that true heroism isn't about strength. It's about choosing connection over isolation.
Which of course leads to the ultimate emotional payoff, the found family.
So many of these heroes, like Naruto or Luffy, start out as lonely outcasts. So for them, their crew isn't just a team. It's the family they've always wanted. It's everything.
So let's bring it all home. Why does this all matter so much? Why is it so central to these stories? Well, because these relationships aren't just part of the story, they are the story. They're its beating heart.
At its core, the central argument of almost every shonen anime is that collective strength, a network of trust, loyalty, and a shared dream will always be more powerful than one person trying to do it all alone.
You know, a really simple way to think about this is like it's a video game. Support, that's your HP restore. Saving, that's a party assist in a tough boss battle. Advancing is when you get enough XP to unlock a new skill. And strengthening is like a permanent stat buff for the entire team. It's a complete system.
So in the end, the big takeaway is this. A hero's greatest power was never the Kamehameha or the Rasengan. It's not some special move they learned. It, and always will be, the unbreakable bonds they build with the people who fight beside them.
And that leaves us with one last thought. The reason these stories hit so hard is because they tap into a fundamental truth about our own lives. No one really makes it alone. We're all stronger together. So, the only question left is, who's on your team?